What's up everyone, and welcome to another Bitcoin market update. In these videos you will learn how to use technical analysis to forecast price movements in your favorite cryptocurrencies while also seeing where we are looking to buy and sell these cryptocurrencies ourselves. So let's get into it here with Bitcoin on the monthly time frame. Last month we had this spinning top bearish candle here, which potentially could reverse price down to set a monthly local high here, and then look to come down and form a monthly higher low somewhere above the September low here at 98.21. The resistance level that stopped price is this R3 yearly pivot up here, up at about 63.2. We will see if that level holds for the local high, as on the weekly time frame we just confirmed a weekly hidden bullish divergence here with a higher low in price and a lower low in the RSI. Last week we had a pretty bullish candle there that closed out, and you can see this week, ever since we opened up, we've traded up from that point. So the next weekly resistance level for us is going to be this R3 pivot, which is at 63.2. If we do end up coming down over the next coming weeks down to this blue line here, down at 47K, that will be the area where we will know that this high is now our monthly high, and we will now come down to try and form that monthly higher low that I was just talking about on the previous section. So when you're analyzing price on the different high time frames, you're trying to look for that high time frame bias that you can take down to the lower term time frames and see if you want to make an entry. So right now, if we're just going off the monthly time frame, we're probably going to be looking for short entries. If we're going off of the weekly time frame, we're probably going to be looking for long entries, because we have this weekly hidden bullish divergence. We have the last weekly candle looking pretty bullish here, so we might be looking for bull entries. So then you can go down to something like the daily time frame. And we talked about this trade yesterday, this black candle right here. And this is from our confirmed daily bull trend that we have going up here. So now, if we're taking the top three high time frames, the monthly, weekly, and daily, now we're saying that two of those are bullish and one of those is bearish. The monthly is bearish, and then the weekly and daily are bullish. So what you might consider is maybe we'll look for bullish entries until the point at which the price action on the daily time frame flips to bearish, and then we will start to look for short entries, because then two of the main big three will be bearish. So right now, this is the trade that I was looking to get into. You can see the price did not trade all the way down to this level. We stopped a little bit short and now subsequently have pushed up to form another higher high, but currently trading below that higher high right now. But I would imagine that we probably do end up continuing higher here, because something that I was talking about on this run down was this potentially being an extended liquidity run, meaning that people were what they were doing was the whales in the market were pushing the price down, so then they could get cheap prices for Bitcoin, fill their orders down in this range here, and then subsequently push the price up to new highs. So we're kind of seeing that now play out here with a gradual bullish trend emerging and continuing. So what we can do then is we start to, like I said, look for those long entries, and we know that our established trend here is bullish. So this black candle was the entry where I was looking to get in with a good risk reward, with a stop loss below that level of about 4, and targeting this R1 pivot up here, this resistance level. But we have not gotten down to that level yet, and we will see if we do over the next coming days, or if we just continue trading up from here. If we start going down to the lower term time frames, we can see that on the 12-hour time frame, we have this continuation of the trend here with a low, high, higher low, and then higher high. We need this next 12-hour candle right now to close above this high from May 1st, and that will give us confidence that this 12-hour trend has continued to be bullish, and that will make this black candle right here a support zone if price returns to it. You can see price is currently operating on this gray zone right now, so let's go down to the 4-hour and look at what it is currently operating on, you can see the accuracy of this level right now with the way that price is currently reacting to it. It's right on top of this level. Whoa. Someone just market sold some Bitcoin there. So this is the price action that we're seeing here with the bear trend. So we had a 4-hour bear trend here with a high, low, lower high, and then lower low with 2 candle closes below the key low. And then we came up, tested this level, rejected off of it, came up and pushed through it. And then when we subsequently pushed through it right here, we closed both of these candles, or we closed 3 candles above the previous high, which is this one right here. And so that makes this level right here also a support zone. So there's a couple different, obviously there's some different levels to watch, but this is the one that we're currently sitting on now. I don't really, I'm not looking to bid on this zone because I don't really like playing moves like this where you see this big bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. So you see we have the higher highs here, and then we have the lower highs in the RSI. That's a bearish divergence, and so that's showing weakening strength on this push up in price versus the initial one. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to flip the trend back to bearish and continue to go down, but it does mean that it's something that we need to consider when we're thinking about making entries. And so I personally do not like to enter on times when there is that bearish divergence, because you just don't know how the closest support level to that is going to play. You can see we haven't traded below the ultimate low of that yet. We got close, but we didn't quite break through it. And so it's still a valid support level, and you can even, even if you wanted to come down to this black candle here and say this is our real support zone, we haven't even touched that zone yet. So if we're considering this candle, which is a valid support zone because of this bullish trend that we had here, this would be the entry point that people might look to enter on, and then subsequently potentially be targeting somewhere in this yellow zone confluent with the R1 hourly pivot here, and the 4-hour resistance right here, this white candle. So we'll see what we end up getting here in the short-term price action, but I'm personally not making any bullish entries until I see how the daily candle closes, because right now it's not looking very bullish in my opinion. Even though it is white with a higher high, the wick is a little bit concerning to me. So we'll keep an eye on that and go and make an assessment on that in the coming hours and days. But if we look at something like the 8-hour Ichimoku cloud, for instance, this is getting pretty close to flipping to be really bullish. So we got, sorry about that. So we got our Tenkin below the Kijun, but it's getting close to flipping above it. And you can see the cloud is red, but it's getting close to flipping to be green. So this is, if this ends up flipping where the blue goes above the red line and they're above the cloud, price is above both of those, and the cloud flips green, that's going to be very bullish for continuation. So we'll see what ends up happening in the coming days. Because this is on the 8-hour time frame, it's going to take a little bit of time to work itself out and potentially give that setup and signal. But you can see that we've had this consolidation period, this kind of whole range where the cloud was just kind of a mess, and then we kind of went up. We came into the Kijun, rejected off of it, came through it. Now we're kind of pushing up and trying to really develop some bullish price action here. So we'll see what ends up happening with the Ichimoku cloud in the coming days. That's something I'm keeping an eye on. The only level that I'm currently looking to bid on is this daily level right here. And if we do end up getting some short-term bearish price action, I will probably look to do a scalp short just to protect this entry, and also just protect against the scenario that I talked about in yesterday's video, where I talked about the potential for this level to not hold on the first test. So we do something like where we come down, then we close 2 candles below it, come back into this level, and then now it's strong resistance, and then we go down below this blue line to set our monthly high or low somewhere. But right now the bulls are still in control. Daily bull trend still intact. Nothing to really be concerned with here. I'm just not looking to make any entries on the lower term time frames until I start to see something shift. The only really bullish entry that I'm looking for on the shorter term time frames is this gray level that we're currently like inside of right now. If we can close the next 8-hour candle above that gray zone, that would give me pretty good confidence that we're pretty bullish. But if we cannot, it's not very convincing to me, just because I think this is a very significant zone, because we tested it once here, bounced off of it, came into it here, rejected off of it, and then now we're pushing above it here. But like I said, I'm not liking the short-term price action right now. I closed my long positions on Bitcoin earlier today, so we'll see if that ends up paying off, if we continue to go lower, or if it does not pay off and we end up going up pretty significantly. But I like to wait for my entries, and right now I am not seeing anything that I particularly like. So that's all I got for this video, guys. If you like this video, give it a like down below. And if you like this video, I guarantee you will like the beginner tactical analysis course that we just released on lutheria.com. You can find a link for that in the description below as well, and you can learn all sorts of different foundational concepts to get started trading and investing in cryptocurrency intelligently, such as analyzing volume, trends, market structure, technical indicators, and other things like that. So definitely give that a look, and until next time, onward and upward.